Hi, John Lay here from Talented Learning with a hot take on Intelliboard. Intelliboard is a organization that is not an LMS. They're an analytics organization that partners with other learning management systems, or they lay on top of, or they're plugins to other learning management systems. Currently, they focus primarily on the academic space and with the big four, Moodle, Blackboard, Canvas, Brightspace. They can also share data with Totara also at this time, as well as Zoom, Google Classroom, Big Blue Button also, I think. And what they do is they just provide reporting and analytics on steroids. So those systems and Totara and really every LMS has, to some degree, their own reporting and analytics, from very basic to very complex. Intelliboard would be the most complex of the complex. Not that it's hard to use, but that it gives you all the data that could possibly be there that LMS vendors just don't expose. So your typical LMS is tracking a lot of data in the background, but what's available in reports is usually a subsector of that or a subsegment of that. That's why audit reports are so important in certain regulated industry, because it gets you all that underlying data that you can use and analyze too. Well, that's what Intelliboard did. They basically took the data structures of these applications and they just created outstanding reports and an outstanding reporting interface. So it's the ability to create reports, to create dashboards, to create custom reports. All the reports are configurable. They all have graphical versions. In one place you can just create your own report, and then there's like 15 different graph styles. So depending on the light up, say, based on the data types that you have, these 9 graph styles would be relevant. And so you can create dashboards or monitors, which is like a series of these little dashboard widgets, all put together for instructors or for learners or managers or customers or customer admins or whoever the admin are. And so what happens in at least the two with plugins, which would be Moodle and Blackboard, you just purchase and install the Intelliboard plugin, and it's just like plugging in a lamp. You have all your data, all the interfaces. It's not actually holding your data or tracking. It's just going on your own instance. If you have one of the other learning management systems, then it's with a flat file transfer. Has a 24-hour delay on the real-time data because of that, but that is a way to get to that data. They have lots of different types of graphs too, like heat map graphs, and when people are accessing. What it really reminds me of is, for those of you that have played in Google Analytics, where you can get some really sophisticated tracking of what's going on in every aspect of your system. It looks a lot and feels a lot like that, but for your learning data. And so there's all kinds of learning data that you can track, for example, with students in school semesters and what their grades are and who's behind and who's not, and get graphical representations. But because they are plugins with Totara or can integrate with Totara and Moodle and Blackboard, then there's also a lot of corporate instances that they support. So they also have, as part of their application, is almost a whole e-commerce storefront that allows you to snap that into these different applications also, and sell content of different sorts or products of different sorts, and be able to get all the data tracking and analytics on that. So it's pretty cool. In the corporate sector, it would kind of be like combining the CRM and LMS data, in the sense that you can take that e-commerce data, all that sales data, combine that with the training data, and really get some fantastic reporting and analytics out of there. They got a little bot in the side that helps you with AI in terms of answering your questions or asking your questions, or even getting support along the way. And there's also the ability inside Intelliboard to create roles and create users and assign users to roles, and those roles are really granular, where you can define what people can see or not see from a functionality and from a content standpoint. Why would you do all this? Because you just want better data to understand the metrics of your programs. So for extended enterprise, you want better revenue data on how activities that you're doing are translating in their revenue. And, from just a learning and instructional design perspective, to understand what people are doing and how and when and where and for how long. and to be able to use that to figure out which content is good and which content is bad, and to move forward with that. And from a school district standpoint, just to be able to improve the overall efficacy of your training and measure to that and improve upon that, and try to let fewer kids slide through the cracks and more kids over excel. You can do all of these things with better data that Intelliboard provides. Or better data analysis that Intelliboard provides. So there you have it. There's my hot take of Intelliboard.